Shipping an uncrewed aerial system, a military drone, across borders requires absolute precision in both its engineering and its regulatory compliance. Before you even log in to the government portal, you have to answer one question. Is this drone staying at its destination forever, or is it coming back? Here are your two main options. For a permanent sale, you follow the left path and file a DSP-5. For a temporary demonstration where the drone returns to the U.S., you follow the right path for a DSP-73. Neither path is open unless your company holds an active ITAR Part 122 registration code. Without that code, the system simply won't let you submit a license. Nailing down the exact type of export and verifying your registration up front are the foundational steps that prevent federal compliance violations before the application even begins. To get started, log in to the DECCS Industry Portal. Under the Applications menu in the top navigation bar, select Licensing. This brings up the new licensing form window, where you'll select the exact instrument for your transaction. For a permanent export of unclassified hardware, select the first radio button for the DSP-5 and then click Create. That takes you to Block 1 of the DSP-5 application. The first blank field you see is the transaction number. This is purely for your own internal tracking, so use whatever naming convention makes sense for your company. Once you start filling out the rest of the core data blocks, you enter the danger zone for an RWA, a return without action. This means the government rejects your application and sends it back to square one. Reviewers will issue an RWA if you try to cut corners. Typing NA or writing C attached, instead of providing complete answers in the core fields, will get your application kicked back immediately. This is especially true for the foreign end-user blocks. The corporate names and physical addresses you type into DECCS must perfectly match the details on your commercial contract. Close enough is not acceptable. Taking the time to enter clean, specific data right here protects your place in line for the interagency review, which already takes anywhere from 60 to 90 days to complete. Next, you'll move to the line item entry, where you actually describe the physical drone for the reviewers. Military drones fall under USML Category 8, but the State Department needs to know exactly what kind of capability you are exporting. This graphic shows the regulatory divide. If your drone is specially designed to be armed, it is classified on the left as 8A6. If it is strictly an unarmed platform built for intelligence, surveillance, or reconnaissance, it falls on the right under 8A5. When you create your line items, you must completely separate your physical hardware components from your technical data. For example, if you're sending a maintenance manual alongside the drone, that manual needs its own distinct line item. Or, depending on the scope of the training, it might require a completely separate Technical Assistance Agreement, or TAA. If you are filing a temporary DSP-73 instead of a permanent sale, you also have to clearly restrict the technical parameters to a specific geographic boundary for the duration of the demo. Rigorously segmenting physical hardware from technical data prevents interagency reviewers from misinterpreting the actual scope of the exported technology. Your digital line items tell the story, but you still have to back them up with mandatory supporting documentation. DECCS requires you to upload all supporting files as fully searchable PDFs. This checklist tracks the required attachments. First, you need fully executed purchase documentation. Second, you must upload the comprehensive technical specifications for the drone. If you classified your drone as armed, it is designated as Significant Military Equipment, or SME. That triggers the third requirement, a DSP-73 non-transfer certificate. The DSP-73 is a strict end-use agreement that requires 3 physical signatures: the U.S. applicant, the foreign consignee, and a representative of the foreign government. The fourth document on the list is a letter of explanation. However, you only need to draft this if you are applying for a temporary DSP-73 export. These 4 specific documents provide the irrefutable legal proof necessary to substantiate the technical claims made within the DECCS portal. Once the digital form is complete and the PDFs are attached, you hand the entire package over to your company's empowered official. Under ITAR Section 120.67, the empowered official has the independent legal authority to inquire into the transaction, verify its legality, and refuse to sign if something looks wrong. If the application checks out, the empowered official applies their digital certificate and officially transmits the package to the Directorate of Defense Trade Controls. Mastering the DECCS architecture transforms a complex legal liability into a structured, compliant, and successful defense trade export.